Hey, this is Try Out Nature. We are answering if you can change flame colors, and Nathan conveniently tested this out, so we have real results.
Okay, so this is something that we've gotten quite a few questions about. How can you make your fire change colors? There are some ways to do this that I would say are more recommended than others. And so the first thing that we did is we went to the store and we grabbed a couple different options just from our Walmart close to where we live. So the first one is by Winlow. It's called Funky Colored Flames. And the second one is by Envirolog and it's called Color Flame. These are products specifically meant to be put in a fire for it to change colors. There are other things you can put in fires that do make them change colors. However, that's probably less recommended as you don't know exactly what that will do.
Yeah, that can be a little risky with breathing different chemicals. So best to stick with these. And tell us how much they ended up costing.
Yes, so this Color Flame by Envirolog came out to $5, just right around $5. And it has 3 little packets in it, and it recommends that you put 1 to 2 of these unopened packets just right into the fire, and then it should keep the fire changing colors for 30 to 60 minutes. And when I tested this one, I actually put all 3. It was a slightly larger fire, so I put all 3 of the packets, and it lasted actually longer than 60 minutes. And so I was really happy with the color changing there, and then also the duration that the color lasted.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Any drawbacks?
I'd say the only thing that I noticed, and that was for kind of both of the products that I tested, was that the fire really only changed color right where the packet was. And so, like I mentioned, it was a slightly larger fire. And I made the mistake of putting all 3 packets really close together. And so that one spot in the fire did change color and it looked really cool. But the rest of the fire didn't change color that much, which was fine. We still kind of had a couple little patches that looked cool, but that was probably the only drawback here. It did seem to be a very smoky fire, which I wasn't sure if it was the wood that we were burning. I can't say necessarily that it was these because it says that they don't cause smoke or odor or fumes. So it probably wasn't this. It could have just been the wood, but it did seem a little extra smoky.
So the package directions on these, I believe, say use 1 to 2, but you would probably suggest using the whole pack, 3 or so?
Yeah, I think so, just because there's not really a point. This is kind of personal preference or opinion, but there's not really a point in just saving 1. If you're supposed to put 2 in at a time, but there's only 3 in the package, why not just put all 3? It should keep the color staying a little bit longer, or just make the fire look more colorful. So I would say just use the whole pack. It's only $5. I mean, you could buy a couple of them for, get 2 packs for $10 and then have a fire at night and then a fire in the morning or whatever. So this one, the Funky Colored Flames, this actually comes with 4 little fire color changing packs. I did the same, I used the same method. I just threw all of them in the fire kind of in a single area. And these ones did pretty well. One thing I did notice with these is that when I put them on the fire, they kind of smothered the fire in the area a little bit. So I had to kind of help build the fire back up in the location where I put the packet so that it could actually change the fire color. But other than that, again, these lasted well over 60 minutes. I did put all 4 packs in and it recommends 2. So it probably is pretty close to the 30-minute recommendation. But overall, it was really, really fun. It was a little bit different. One thing that I would mention is that it does recommend that you don't cook any food over the fire while you have any of these products that you're using, like roasting marshmallows or hot dogs or anything like that, just to be safe. I'm sure that while these chemicals are probably pretty safe, it's probably just not recommended to cook your food over it. So just keep that in mind if you're going to use these. Maybe get the cooking done first and then throw them in the fire after.
So did you notice any difference with brightness?
Not really. I put them in the fire and then I had some family members there. And the fire was a little bit bigger when I put this first product in. By the time I put this one in, the fire died down a little bit. And so it was a little bit hard to gauge them exactly side by side. But they both looked pretty cool. They both kind of turned the same colors. It's not one pack, it doesn't equal one color. It kind of puts out a variety of colors. And so, yeah, I didn't really tell a difference, but
okay.
Maybe in some of these little clips that we show, maybe you can.
So check out our website, Try Out Nature, for other ways to change the color of flames, but be really careful because some of those are a little bit more risky than this option. And we also have other great posts on there about camping and things like that. See you next time.